My name is Ethan, and I used to work the night shift at a small-town police station in Pennsylvania. On my first night, before I even sat down, my sergeant pulled me aside and said, "If you hear a woman crying after midnight, keep your head down and keep working." He wasn't joking. No smile, no ha-ha. He looked dead serious. I thought he was just messing with me until the clock hit 12, and I heard her. Before I continue, listen, if you're watching this right now, maybe keep a light on. Our station wasn't big. One long hallway, a tiny lobby, booking area, and a row of old holding cells nobody used anymore. At night, the building felt empty. The silence was heavy, like the building was listening to me instead of the other way around. Creepy, huh? Night shift was usually 3 of us. Me, Sergeant Miller, and Officer Reed. Miller was older, quiet, tired eyes, like he'd seen too much. Reed was sarcastic and always joking like nothing scared him. "Relax, kid," he said. "This place is boring." Miller just stared and whispered, "Unless she starts up again." Around 11:45 that night, everything was normal. I was sipping cheap burnt coffee and going through reports. Reed was scrolling his phone, pretending to check cameras. Miller was in his office. Then at exactly midnight, I heard it. A woman crying somewhere in the back of the hallway. Soft sobs, like heartbreak mixed with fear. I froze in my chair. "Hey, Reed, you hear that?" I asked. He came out chewing gum like nothing was happening. "Hear what?" The crying was still there, clear as day. "That," I said, pointing down the hall. He listened, shrugged, and said, "You're just freaking yourself out, haha." But my stomach dropped. I knew what I heard. A few minutes later, Miller came out and asked if I was okay. I said, "Sarge, do you hear crying?" His face changed instantly. "Stay away from the old cells," he said quietly. "If you hear anything, stay at your desk. Don't open doors." I asked, "But what if someone's actually back there?" He looked at me and said, "No one is back there. Not anymore." Oh man, chills down my spine. Night after night, it kept happening. Always just after midnight. The crying would start soft, then grow louder. By my third shift, I could almost sense it coming. The whole station would go quiet, strange, heavy silence. Reed would pretend he heard nothing, but sometimes I caught him pausing, like maybe he heard something too. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. The crying sounded like, "Please help." I rushed into the camera room. "Reed, if someone got inside, we need to check." He sighed. Fine, chill, dude, ha." He flipped through every camera. Lobby, hallway, cells, all empty. But the crying was still in my ears, louder. As I turned to leave, I saw something flicker on the hallway camera, a dark shape, low, near the old cell door. "Wait, go back," I said. Reed rewound it. Nothing. He laughed. "Man, you need a nap, ha." But I walked out shaking. Cameras didn't catch everything. That much was obvious. A few nights later, I cornered Miller. "Sarge, I'm serious. Someone is crying back there." He closed his office door and sat down slowly. 12 years ago, we brought in a woman. Domestic case. She was bruised, scared, begging not to be sent home. His voice cracked a little. We put her in holding overnight while we figured things out. Her name was Maria. Early 30s, 2 kids. Husband was bad news. Connected people. Local higher-ups didn't want trouble, so they released her. He paused. Next morning, she was found dead in a field outside town. My heart dropped. "And we did nothing," he whispered. "We failed her." After that, Miller said, officers started reporting things on night shift, hearing a woman crying in cells, feeling footsteps behind them, papers falling, lights flickering at midnight. He looked straight at me. when you hear a woman begging for help in the same place you failed her, it doesn't feel like nothing. After that, ignoring the crying felt wrong. Some nights it started early. Sometimes it suddenly stopped, like she was listening for someone. One night, I snapped. "I'm going back there," I told Reed. "If someone's inside, I need to check." Reed said, "Miller said don't." I said, "Then come with me." He hesitated, then sighed. "Fine, dude, but this is stupid, haha." We walked the hallway, each step echoing. The flickering lights above us felt like they were struggling to stay alive. Reed whispered, "This is dumb, man." The crying grew clearer. "Please, don't send me back." Reed stopped cold. "Okay, dude, that's weird." The old cell door was supposed to stay locked. Reed checked the knob. Still locked, but the crying was right behind it now. "Key," I whispered. Reed hesitated, then pulled out the key ring. "If Miller catches us, this is on you." The lock clicked. As the door opened, the crying stopped instantly, like mute. We stepped inside, flashlights cutting through dust and darkness. The air felt colder, like the room held every bad memory. "Hello?" I called. "Ma'am, we can help you." No answer, just buzzing lights. Reed checked each cell, empty. The last cell had a scratched plate. My flashlight hit the letters. M. Alvarez. My blood ran cold. "Maria." "Ethan," Reed whispered. "We should go." Suddenly, we heard a whisper between us. "Please, don't let him take me." It was right next to my ear. My whole body froze. Reed's flashlight flickered, then died. "Not now, not now," he muttered. I swung my light toward him and saw a shadow shape. A woman, curled, crying, shoulders shaking. When I blinked, gone. A scream exploded through the hallway. High, broken, furious, terrified. I dropped my flashlight and covered my ears. The bars rattled, lights flashed. Reed yelled something, but I couldn't hear anything over that scream. It was like every second of betrayal and fear blasting out at once. "Ah!" I yelled. "Stop! Please, stop!" Then silence. The lights steadied. The cell was empty again. We stumbled out. Reed's face was pale. "We're never going back," he said. Miller was waiting. "You opened the door, didn't you?" Reed stammered, "Sarge, she was there. She talked to us." Miller shook his head. "Some deaths don't disappear. Don't look for her again." Reed didn't even grab his things. He just left. Next night, I came back to work. Reed's desk was empty. No jacket, nothing. "Where's Reed?" I asked. The day shift guy said he turned in his badge this afternoon. He quit. Miller walked past me whispering, "They always quit once they finally hear her crying." At exactly midnight, I heard Maria again. Soft sobs drifting through the hallway, but this time, I didn't get up. I just listened, wondering how many more officers she'll need to haunt before someone pays for what we did.